Woo! What's going on, guys? Orange Forum coming at you guys today with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about the Detroit Lions and some of the 2022 OTAs that's been going on for the past week. Organized team activities. You guys know what that's all about. No pads, really no live action, no hitting, basically. And maybe even voluntary too. I don't know how, if it's across, I forget if it's across the board that all 32 teams have it voluntary. Pretty sure it is. So there could have been some guys that weren't even present at some practices, and some guys could have missed completely, totally. But there is a little bit of a list. But let's start off with Hutchinson, the number 2 overall pick from Michigan Wolverines that the Detroit Lions took, the defensive end. Hutch is showing out. He dominated in a 2-minute drill, blown by O lineman from the interior. He went up 3 potential sacks against David Blau. David Blau was the victim. All against UDFA guys. All against undrafted free agent O linemen. That's okay, though, because, he doesn't get to pick and choose who he goes up against. And it is a story because he's the number 2 pick, and he's the guy that's supposed to help out with this in the sack department. So, there's people on social media, saying, oh my God, it's only May, take it easy, that we're putting this kid in the Hall of Fame. Nobody's putting him in the Hall of Fame. This would be a story if he was getting destroyed by UDFA guys, right? It would be a story. Just say because he went up against Zion Obed, the kid from Ferris State, and he went up against Obinna Eze, the left tackle out of Texas Christian. Went up against those 2 guys. Those were the ones that were reported, and he blew by Obed twice on the inside, blew by him. Like, I guess one snap, it wasn't even like, he didn't even get out of his, Obed didn't even get out of his stance. Hutch was already in the backfield already, and then he dominated Eze, the big left tackle of Texas Christian, and got to David Blau. And Eze is getting a little bit of hype talked up about him being an undrafted free agent. A real good pass blocker. So he did that, dominated, didn't even get out of his stance though for that Obed one. That's just what sticks in my mind. His get off is elite. His get off is elite. So that's great. He's getting into the heels already of the old linemen, getting in their heads. That's what we wanted to hear, because not sitting there telling you, everybody, this kid's going to the Hall of Fame, man. After a week of OTAs, it's just not right. But this is what we want to hear. We don't want to hear the opposite, right? You don't want to hear that he's not doing well. So I'm not putting the gold jacket on this kid, but this is what we want to hear. This is exactly what we want to hear, because everybody would be crowing like a rooster if he was getting his ass kicked, and he's not. He's dominating. So that's what we wanted to hear. It doesn't matter who it's against. He's dominating. So that's a good sign for things to come. Now, it's going to come where you got to face guys like Ragnow eventually, and, Taylor Decker, and Jonah Jackson, Sewell. So Sewell's going to be really, really fun. So we're going to see what happens there, and Dan Campbell can't wait for that. Also, Quintez Cephas and Amani Oruwariye had a really nice matchup going on, where Cephas made a nice catch on a nice quick cut. Caught it over the middle, but Oruwariye actually had really good coverage, and they were pretty excited about it. So that's really nice, being Cephas, being a little bit of a bubble player right now, saying that's kind of the chatter is. I personally don't think he's a bubble player. I think he's sticking around just because of pure insurance. I guess he could be a bubble player, but I think he's a good football player, and I thought he was playing well before he got hurt last year. We got some guys on this team like DJ Chark. Jamal Williams is coming off this ACL. DJ Chark as well with a big injury, and a kid that can really never stay healthy in DJ Chark. So, who's super talented though, but I think Cephas sticks around. They're probably going to stick with six wide receivers, possibly 7. 7 might be a little bit too much, but I think they're going to have to keep an extra tight end or an extra wide receiver or 2, because of the injury history of some of our guys. So I think Cephas, a little bit of a bubble player, but I think it's a little bit overblown. I think he sticks around, but it's nice that he made a nice little cut move on Oruwariye. Oruwariye with good coverage, still made the catch. Love to hear that. I guess Swift, DeAndre Swift looks really nice. He's in phenomenal shape. I've seen some of the pictures. He looks great. He's cut. He's added muscle. He's flexing out there. He's looking big. Big year for DeAndre Swift, I think, this year, going into his third year. They're going to have to make some decisions on him within the next, little bit. If he's going to be re-signed eventually. He's got this year and he's got next. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with him. So I think he got in phenomenal shape. Not that he's never been out of shape, just that he looked like he's added some muscle. Looks like he looks leaner. He looks leaner and he looks stronger. Let's put it that way. So that's a good sign. Like that he added some muscle and he was flexing out there. So that's good. And then Okudah was on the field. Jeff Okudah, not really getting too involved in drills, but he was going through some walkthroughs and some individual drills on the sidelines, stuff like that. So not really, there's no contact in OTAs. They just got the helmets and the shorts. There's no pads. There's nothing going on like that. So it's good that he was going through some walkthroughs and just getting in there, getting the rust out. We really need him to. He really needs to step up this year. He needs to step up this year. I don't want to call him a bust, but you can call him an injury bust so far, an injury-prone type player. I think he does have talent. He's a kid that never should have even been suited up in the first place as a rookie. Even with that core groin injury that he had going on, he was thrown into the fire way too soon. Patricia and Quinn don't know how to. Well, this is basically on Patricia putting him out there when he never should have. He should have rested up. And I'm not putting it all on Patricia because he hasn't been good. He has been hurt. So he needs to step up. He needs to stay healthy for this football team and add to this defense because this defense, they really need him. So he was out there just at least, getting some walkthroughs and doing some individual drills on the sideline. So I like that. Trying to ramp up his workload for training camp coming up in a couple months. So, and then Will Harris is officially, it seems like, a cornerback. He's been moved. Dan Campbell was kind of making some Dan Campbell the comments calling him a safety, kind of a in between a cornerback and a safety. But it looks like he's officially a corner. He had some success. He was a terrible safety. He was terrible here. We all know that as Lions fans. We all seen it. We all witnessed it. And he got moved last year to played some corner, played well. He actually played well too. So he even made it during OTAs. He even made a diving interception on the sidelines on one play. That's good to see. He did get beat on a couple plays too, though, and we'll talk about that as well too. Fondue, the rookie from last year out of Syracuse, the third-round pick that we picked up, has been playing both cornerback and safety. He's a big body kid at 6'3", 215 pounds. They talked about it, I guess, with him last year, asking how he felt about it, and the kid's all in. He's like, and he just wants to play. He just wants to contribute to this defense, and I love the attitude, man. It's a great attitude. He's not going to sit there and complain about, man. He's like, no, I'm just the corner, man. I'm just the corner. I don't want to be moved. I love that he's all in, and he will do anything to help his team out. And he's a big body. He's a huge kid at 6'3", 215. So. And he made some splash plays last year, but he also, he got hurt and he also got beat a few times too on the limited time that he played. So, he was a rookie last year. This year, he's got, got a little bit of a feel, a second-year guy. So I love hearing stuff like that. Taylor Decker, our left tackle, was out with a minor foot injury too as well. He was held out for precautionary reasons. Dan Campbell made it clear, though, that if there was a game this Sunday, he'd be playing. They're just taking it easy with the big man. So he just needs to get healthy. I guess he got hurt at the end of the year last year. I think Decker even said it was the last game or second last game, whatever it was. He got a little bit of a foot injury. They're taking it easy on him. They're going to get him healthy for training camp, man. So that's smart too. So he needs to stay healthy, though. He needs to stay healthy. We can't have this going on too as well, man. We need Decker. We need Decker. I can't see. I don't want Matt Nelson in there. I hope Obinna somehow beats him out, but we'll see what happens there. It's still really early. Wide receiver Jamal Williams, cornerback Jerry Jacobs, tight end James Mitchell, and tight end Derek Deese, the undrafted free agent. We're on the sidelines, not playing. Not really sure what's going on with Derek Deese. He missed, I think, most of rookie camp, if not all. I don't know what's going on with him. He's got some type of injury. I haven't read what it was, so I'm not too sure what it is. They were on the sidelines, but they were present, so they were at least there. I guess Jamal Williams missed a little bit of time too, and cornerback Chase Lucas from Arizona State, the rookie that we drafted in the 7th round, he missed a day or two as well. So there were some guys that were not there. There were some guys that were there but hurt on the sidelines, at least sitting around with a football, playing some catch, sitting around watching their individual groups do some things. So that there was some injuries, but not a whole bunch. Then they did the offensive versus defensive drills. Dan Campbell kind of said that he wants to be more competitive this year. He wants to see guys going at it, and so that took place. And defense looks like they won that. There was three rounds, I guess, really, that they reported. First team offense was Jared Goff, obviously. Got them in field goal position with a nice pass to DJ Chark over the middle, I guess. And but kicker Austin Siebert missed the field goal try. So I don't like that. Don't even know how long the field goal try was. The report wasn't out there. Don't even know. Then Tim Boyle came in next. He lasted pretty much one play, and he threw a pick six to newly acquired cornerback Mike Hughes, the kid out of who was drafted by Minnesota, played for a couple years there, injured pretty much his whole time at Minnesota, and moved on to Kansas City last year. Had a really nice year at Kansas City, played well, not all pro level or anything like that, but he played probably his best season, and became a free agent. Lions picked him up, and he took it to the house, man. He picked six, man. So he took Boyle to the house. Boom. Yeah. So we got that. Then David Blau came in next as the third team offense, and he got them into field goal range. Don't really know how. Didn't really say too much about it. But our kicker, Riley Patterson, who was awesome last year, missed a field goal as well. Don't know how long it was. Wasn't reported. If anybody can find that, let me know. But it must have been pretty long because Riley Patterson was money last year, man. He was money. But the defense won that drill. Hands down, it seems like, no points on the board, holding them to field goals. That's pretty much a win anyways for your defense to begin with. Even if they hit the field goals, that's a win-win for the defense, holding teams to field goals. You don't want any points on the board, don't get me wrong. But if you're going to hold a team to a field goal, you don't win in the NFL kicking field goals. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So that was good for the D. You know what I mean? Good for the D. Offense, get the kinks out. Let's go offense. Then they finished with some ball carrier versus two-handed tackler drills. When you say two-handed tackler, you know what I mean? Just a quick boom, because they're not hitting, they're not squaring up on guys, and they're just not tackling. So you just can't during OTAs. So Aaron Glenn and Duke Staley were very animated during this drills. There was going back and forth with wins, and I guess wide receiver Khalif Raymond left linebacker Jared Davis in the dust with a juke move, and it got the place going, especially the offense. They were fired up. They were all good. So that's good. More competitive stuff going on right there. Individual drills, and it looks like it was pretty split down the middle. But it looks like Khalif Raymond left Jared Davis's jockstrap on the field. So I think they're still looking for it. So that's good for Khalif Raymond. You like hearing stuff like that. And Jared Davis, step up. Now there was some more early notes too going on. Offensive coordinator Ben Johnson. Y'all know the story about Ben Johnson getting promoted last year from tight ends coach to passing attack coordinator, and then this year getting hired as the new OC. And everybody was, and he seemed to be calling the plays during OTAs. I don't know if it was every single day, but he was calling the plays out there. There was some chatter going on if Dan Campbell was going to continue with calling plays or not. So it's still early, but it looked like Ben Johnson was out there calling plays. Now, it could have been scripted. That's just how Dan Campbell just wanted to see how he communicated with his quarterback. Because he was like he would break down with his quarterback before everything. He'd be using a walkie-talkie to be calling plays in. So this is all new to Ben Johnson. This is all new to him. So Dan Campbell has to evaluate him. He has to evaluate him, see how he communicates with his quarterback and with his offense in general. So Right now, it looks like Ben Johnson could possibly be calling plays, but it's still early. It's the end of May. We don't really know just yet. We'll know more as we go on with during training camp and stuff like that, and I'm going to try to report that as well. Goff, okay, some more notes too. Goff also had a really nice deep ball. He threw a deep ball, everybody. So let's not get on Goff saying he can't throw the ball deep, because he can. Because he actually can throw the ball deep. If you're not an NFL quarterback if you can't at least make every single throw in the NFL. Some guys can't make every single throw, but you have to be able to throw short, immediate, long. You have to be able to do all those three at least. Okay, you have to. So we threw a nice deep ball to DJ Chark on one play, beating Will Harris. And Will Harris, I guess, got beat a few times during this drill. So keep that in mind too. You know, it's hard to keep up with DJ Chark. He's a speed demon. He's when healthy, that kid can fly. So nice seeing that there's a little bit of some chemistry going on between Goff and Chark. I absolutely love that. But keep an eye on the Will Harris situation too, because he needs to be better too, man. Getting moved from safety to corner, it's like that's when you get moved position to position. Basically, from my point of view, is that okay? You obviously you weren't good enough to play safety. You're not good enough, but we think you're a decent ball player, and we're going to give you a shot at least cornerback. So that's almost like, that's almost a kiss of death, though. It's almost a kiss of death because you're getting another chance at least, but it's like it's either this one or you're pretty much gone. So Will Harris getting beat, it's not a good look on him. Hopefully, man, it was just, it's just another hiccup, and he fixes that solution as fast as he can. We'll see what happens with that. Also, guys like Hawkinson, Michael Brockers, Romeo Okwara, Eric Banks, the D lineman they picked up. He was a former LA Ram. And then John Pennicini, the nose tackle. We're not even there for at least one or two practices, not even around, not even accounted for, so didn't see where they were. I guess they weren't around for at least one or two practices. But, these are guys that were all kind of banged up, especially Hawk, Romeo. Don't really know what's going on with Pennicini. Did he get hurt last year? Don't remember. Eric Banks didn't really play much, so who knows what was going on. They could be banged up, but maybe they were getting treated. Maybe they're in the building getting some rehab, some treatment. So who knows what's going on there. I know Hawk does things with George Kittle at tight end U. So maybe he was there. I don't really know. But I think Hawk was there for at least one or two practices, but don't quote me on that as well. And then I ended up with this. Logan Stenberg, another bubble player, a guy that we picked up a couple years ago, drafted like in the fourth round. It was a Quinn draft, a Kentucky Wildcat kid, drafted in the fourth round. Hasn't been able to crack the roster. Hasn't been able to really get in there. He might have had some snaps, obviously, but he doesn't play. He was involved in a scrap. We all know about Logan Stenberg. He's a scrappy kid. He had like the most penalties in college at one point, like most 15-yarders at one point as well. He's kind of don't want to call him dirty, but he's aggressive. He's super aggressive. I guess he was in a scrum. Don't know who it was with because it was a scrum, so don't really know. But Tim Boyle was involved in it too, and I guess Sewell had his nose in it too, man. He had some funny comments after saying that he didn't want to miss it, so he likes to get in there because he doesn't want to miss a joke or two. So he said something along those lines. Sewell is awesome. Dan Campbell made a comment about it too, saying he loves seeing that because it's competitive fire as long as they're not hurting each other. But you love to see guys like Sewell, and I think he's got a thing for Sewell, man, because Sewell. We saw last year, and I think he captured a lot of hearts last year at Penei Sewell when him and Aaron Donald went at it. Aaron Donald tried to bully him, tried to muscle him up, and Sewell grabbed him by the face mask, pushed him, was not even intimidated even a little bit about Aaron. And Aaron Donald is a specimen, okay? Aaron Donald is like 6 foot, 6'1" or something like that, but he's 290 pounds. Like he's larger than life this way. Like he's muscle ripped head to toe. He's a very intimidating looking guy. Sewell, being a giant, like at 6'4", 330 pounds, whatever he is, kind of guessing right there, wasn't intimidated whatsoever by the All-Pro Aaron Donald, and I think that captured a lot of Lions' hearts. And I guarantee you, it captured Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, Aaron Glenn's hearts if they didn't already capture it. So that's a good thing to see from Sewell getting in there, backing up his teammates. You know, football scrums are nothing. I've been in a ton of them, and you go out with your buddy, you know, and you go with your buddies, man, that you were literally fighting with on the field. 2 hours later, having a beer, eating some chicken wings, man. So it's all good. It's all good in the hood right there. So love seeing that. But that's really about it, guys. I'll try to get more out. Thanks to Mike O'Hara and Tim Twentyman, putting out stuff. I'm gonna report what I get, you know, and then I'm gonna comment on things just like I did last year. It's fun. We get to learn some more about our players. Get to learn some things about our new players as well as the veterans, as well as the early young kids. So it's just it's all fun. It's all good. You know, these OTAs are special, man. You get to meet your teammates finally, pretty much, and you get to have some one-on-one contact and make friends, make new. You just make new friends, man. It's good, and then you try to build some chemistry as a football team. Love it. But that's the video, guys. Thanks for paying attention. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button in the bottom right. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, get on my videos. Don't forget to like and comment, man. We can talk about this. Who impressed you the most during the OTAs? I can't wait for more info to come out. All right, let's go Lions. One pride. Ba-boom.